out. Every time the Wvcdl is doing something, we're out being active. I see the same thing. I see patriots that believe in their liberties and their rights. And one of the big primary principles there is that those rights exist, period. Those rights, according to the founders of this country, are granted by our Creator. They can't be taken away or granted to us by the folks that work in this building. They exist, period. It's just a question of, do these folks in this building recognize those rights or not? I'll give you a quick list of some that do. As we've been standing around here, we've had various pro-gun delegates come by. They've said hello. Not only that, but they've signed on as co-sponsors to Wvcdl gun bills. So we have Delegate Joshua Nelson from Boone, Michael Folk from out in the Panhandle, Larry Kump from out in the Panhandle, Larry Fairclough, he's in the Panhandle too.
Yep.
Another Panhandle. We've got a lot of strong support in the Panhandle, guys. Jim Butler, who was just here, and Scott Cadle. Those two are both from Putnam County. So these guys signed on basically to all of our bills. These are folks who are putting ink to paper, proving that they support your rights. We might have another one right here. Delegate Eric Householder, again, another one from the Panhandle. Very strong support for the Panhandle. So we have a lot of delegates that recognize our rights, and they want the state to recognize more of it. Now, one thing that I've seen that's been interesting this year, that has been a pretty nice thing to watch. There have been a flurry of pro-gun bills coming in from all over the state. And I'm going to tell you right now that the Wvcdl has absolutely no pride of authorship. We don't care if it's our bill. We don't care if it's a bill Delegate Nelson introduced. We don't care if it's a bill introduced by anyone, as long as it moves us towards more recognition of our rights, we're going to support it. So we have on our website a list of bills that have been introduced. None of them are Wvcdl bills, but they're good bills. We have not seen a single anti-gun bill introduced this session, which I have to say is unusual. You guys want to know why there hadn't been a single anti-gun bill introduced this session? Tell us why. Because of you. It was the Wvcdl out in force in Charleston, out in force in Martinsburg, out on the streets with signs telling very powerful politicians, we're going to kick your butts out of office. So they saw that. Everyone statewide saw what the Wvcdl did, what you folks did that came out on the streets. I guarantee you that your presence here is getting attention today. There are delegates moving all through all the time. They see you here. When we're up in the galleries this afternoon, they're going to look up. They're going to want to know how many of you are out there. So it's your presence that has kept the bad gun bills from being introduced, and it's your presence, your voices, your phone calls, your emails that have resulted in this flurry of pro-gun legislation coming in. Like Delegate Butler said, and I said this in Morgantown too, I am sick and tired of playing defense on gun rights. I'm through with it. It's time to go on the offense. And I got to tell you that it's not just me. This is a sentiment that is being driven by you. People are calling me, what can I do? How can I help? What can I do? I hear this, I get calls all the time. How can I help? And I tell them, down to the Capitol on Lobby Day, join the organization. Here's your list of delegates to email. Here's your senators. Get involved. Pick up your phone. Call. I'm going to give you a little tip here. Everybody's heard the term squeaky wheel gets the oil, right?
That's right.
We're a very squeaky wheel. But you too can be a squeaky wheel. And the best way to do that is to actually pick up the phone and dial. Your email can be deleted with a click. Your letter can be tossed in the can without a second thought. You dial that phone, somebody's got to answer it. You're taking up resources that gets their attention. So when there's an issue, a bill you want to see go through, or a bill you want to see stopped, dial the phone. The delegates don't have staff here in West Virginia, so they may not answer. Load up their voicemail. Leave them voicemail. If they don't call back, call them again the next day. At some point, they'll pick up the phone and talk to you because they'll get tired of hearing your name on their voicemail. Another issue. We have a long history in this state of legislative policy being controlled from the top down among the Democratic leadership. Now, the Wvcdl is nonpartisan. We will support a pro-gun Democrat. We'll do it. The problem is our leadership is not pro-gun. Year after year after year, Rick Thompson has made sure that not a single bill goes through. Not a single pro-gun bill goes through. They'll let maybe one unsubstantive bill sweep through every couple of years or so, but by and large, all these issues that we're trying to deal with have been killed by the Democratic leadership here. Now, I'm not upset with them because they're Democrats. I'm upset with them because our bills are dying silently in committee. They're not being heard. Committee members who are on our side are saying, bring these up for a vote in the committee, and the leadership is letting it sit there. It's never coming out of the desk drawer. It's called a desk drawer veto. This is what's happening. So, folks from Wayne County, folks from Wayne County, you have some power because Rick Thompson, he works for you. So you got to light up Rick Thompson's phones. The other one there is the chair of the judiciary. Anybody here from Harrison County? Uh-oh. All right, you guys got to find people from Harrison County. Get them down here. Harrison County's Tim Miley's home district. That's the chair of the Judiciary Committee. We need to light his phones up too. And we can do it from outside his district, but it's a different thing to him when it's people who can't vote for him or can't vote against him. So we need to find some folks in Harrison County to get them busy. Otherwise, these guys feel safe. They feel safe from you. Got a list of bills. You know, I mentioned there was a bunch that have gone in. There's a bill that basically says doctors can't ask you whether you have guns in your house. Everybody's heard that stuff. And I hate to say it, but Obamacare has effectively made the medical profession agents of the state. So we need to say, hey, agents of the state, doctors, sorry if there are any medical professionals in here, it's not your place to ask us if we have firearms in our homes. There's a bill that strips the language and says it's unlawful for the state to confiscate guns or prohibit the sale during a state of emergency. Got a bill to protect lawful transport of in vehicles. So we've got a school pickup and drop-off bill. I don't know how many of you have permits and also have kids, and if you don't want to commit a felony, there's a lot of hoops to jump through before you go pick up your kid. I'm in that boat. So there's a bill. We didn't introduce these. These are coming from you guys through your legislators. So this is all good news. We've got a bill to, everybody knows that you can't carry down here, I hope. Capitol Complex carry bill. We've got a bill that says a teacher with a permit can carry in schools. Get rid of the fish in the barrel concept. Delegate Josh Nelson, Delegate Folk are pushing a bill. Basically, it's a nullification bill on the Obama gun control agenda. This is a good thing. Wvcdl didn't push this bill. This came from elsewhere. Yeah, I mean, we support it. We would have introduced it. We'd gotten one in, but we're being beat to the punch. There's so much anger and frustration with these gun-grabbing loons that this stuff is sprouting up. It's coming from everywhere. It's a deluge of pro-gun legislation, and our job is to make sure it doesn't stop. There's a bill, basically, this is a Montana-style bill. There's one that went in the Senate and in the House. that basically says if the materials didn't move in interstate commerce, the federal government can't regulate what we make in West Virginia in terms of firearms. Now, I'm all for these state sovereignty type bills. I'm a firm believer that in a federal government, you have a division of powers, and the states should be high in that. Why? Because they're right here. They're closer to us. Coming down here and talking to our delegates here is a whole different animal than trying to get into the Capitol building in D.C. How many of you have tried that? Yeah, that's a lot of fun. They're well insulated from us. You guys are going to find out today that our delegates here are very accessible. The trick is just catching them actually in their offices. Believe me, some of us may go around today and not see a single delegate. It's tough to catch them in their offices. But when they're there, you just walk in. These are my issues. They will listen to you. It is definitely in their interest to listen to you. The last thing they want is for you to go back to your home constituency or to your home and tell your friends and your family, Delegate so-and-so wouldn't even talk to me. They won't do that. They know better than that. They may feed you a line. They may hang themselves. You can go in and say, these are my issues, and they may say, there is absolutely no way I want guns on school grounds. There's absolutely no way you should be able to carry a loaded gun in the woods because clearly you'll be poaching. They may say things like that to you. Great. Make a note that they said it. Let us know verbatim what they said, because we will spread their words far and wide. We'll let everybody know just exactly how they feel. We'll uncover stones and turn out the little creatures that crawl underneath it as we can. And a lot of people think, hey, this is West Virginia. There are no anti-gun folks in West Virginia. We're a gun state. Oh, that is not the truth. What we have all through this building are a bunch of closeted anti-gun folks. They are anti-gun, but they won't tell you that because they know it's political suicide. So unless you see their signatures on bills like this, doesn't have to be ours, you can pretty much assume they're anti-gun. When you go in and you go into one of these offices and you say, which gun bill did you co-sponsor? And they look at you like deer in the headlights. Well, stop there. Why didn't you sponsor any pro-gun bills? The whole state's pro-gun. Your constituency's pro-gun. Why aren't you signing pro-gun bills? So, proof's in the pudding.